races me to the peak. Without no regret, you got no love. Without no love, you got no regret. Without no regret, you got no love. A melody where I belong in this life.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. Team Cohesion, goals and trophies, all that you won't see from United current days. But how we all...
Fucker. You do. I fucking hate that line.
There's no need to remind us now, honestly.
Anyway, how we
stop,
all...
stop United abuse, please.
I would say how we all doing, but there's no need to add. Actually, away from football, how have we all been? Because, you know, football-wise, your club is an absolute disaster. But away from football, I'm sure, hopefully, it's all been good.
Great, thanks. I've had a great day. I've had 4 big accounts on Twitter follow me, including a verified account. Hoping to support my podcast, including United Trey. So great, thanks.
Get on. I've also got a verified Twitter account who follows me. Big up, Russ.
Oh, yeah, I have one too. Yeah.
RJ, how have you been?
Oh, it could have been better. I mean, but sure, look, it is what it is. Time to talk about football.
Kenny?
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Okie dokie. Ragnick getting cooked. Well, maybe not just Ragnick. There'll be plenty. But I have got some exclusive clips of a few things. So we've got Old Trafford right now. We've got inside the dressing room, and we've got the Glazers in the boardroom. So we'll start off with Old Trafford. So this is Old Trafford right now.
Bloody hell, man. You don't need to do this.
It's
Is
okay.
this the part where I laugh or what? What's the story here?
And this is inside the changing room.
How do you with Maguire and Ronaldo?
No, Kenny, that can't be Maguire, because Maguire wouldn't be able to fit the helmet on his head.
Last I heard, it was Lingard versus Ragnick, and this is the Glazers. I'm finished now. I thought that would be quite good. But no, to summarize, guys, this week's been a complete mess, and we're going to dissect it all. This lot are probably going to go in badly on some players, and when I say badly, I mean these players. They don't know how lucky they are to be away from the fans at the moment. Because when these fans get their hands on them, it's going to get brutal. Rihanna says Lanzi over Bruno. I disagree.
Didn't ask.
I have quite a few verified Twitter accounts that follow me. Get on, Pram. Get on. 17 players want to leave the dead club. Well, to be fair, you should probably get rid of them. You could have used mass.
We could have actually, yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? Why? I typed into Google. I typed into Google fighting clips, and the best I could find, it wasn't just stupid. Originally, I was going to use bitch fight, like, you know, which would have been more sort of acceptable. But I should have used Matt's boxing footage. To be fair, that would have made more sense. I'm disappointed with myself now. United Small Club, says Dylan, who is a United fan, believe it or not. Moscow is trash. But let's start at the very beginning, shall we? And let's start with the Wolves game. Right?
Do we have to?
Yes. So we'll start with the Wolves game. Now, if we're honest with ourselves, I think Norwich, you were lucky to get a win. Newcastle, you were lucky not to lose. And then ultimately you played a good side and did lose. So, Cian, that Wolves game, I mean, ay caramba.
Well, where do we start? We lacked complete and utter cohesion. They look like 11 individuals rather than an actual team. They look like none of them get on in the dressing room, which is actually the case coming from the reports that have come out this week. They look like they don't talk. We can't string a pass together. And ironically, Man City are playing Swindon Town tonight. And when we play as bad as we did against Wolves, we would struggle to beat a team like Swindon Town. We can't do nothing. We can't string a pass together. We can't create an attack. We can't have a shot on target. We can't even look slightly threatening in the first half. The second half wasn't much better. And do I put the blame on the manager? Maybe 5% of that. And the other 95% goes to the players, because it cannot be a coincidence that we play the same under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as we do under Ralf Rangnick. It cannot be a coincidence. I said it was the players all along, personally, but I don't like to be proved right in this case.
No.
However, I just feel sorry for a club legend who was sort of hounded out of the club due to the players throwing him under the bus, and it feels like they're going to do exactly the same to Ralf Rangnick 39 days in.
They might not even get the chance, because whilst, of course, Ralph is going to leave the United job as manager, these boys need to remember he is going straight upstairs, and that could be the end of a lot of them. I mean, anyone who is... We'll talk more about Ralph. He said some pretty damning things about the players today, but he said it in such a way that it doesn't actually throw them under a bus unless you look into what they say. But in terms of how you play, why do you think that if Argyle get past the fourth round, I want United? I'm not even joking. I am sat here in League One going, give us United. We'll do a number on you. Because I think in football, you need to win the midfield battle. I say put any of our three midfielders in a midfield battle against Scott McTominay and Matic, and we are going to be running rings around those fuckers all day. And it's going to get brutal. And we play with three centre-backs, so that basically means that Ronaldo's going to become really ineffective if you even manage to get the ball to him. So it does get brutal. But RJ, Wolves, what did you make of it?
No me comprendo. Arguably, I didn't rewatch half the match because it was so fucking boring.
To be fair, I don't blame you.
I pretty much fell asleep during half, and I woke up and I'm like, oh wait, Martini scored? I'm gone.
You're lucky that you could be asleep. I'm sat there in freezing cold at Old Trafford watching it.
Oh no! Well,
that is
even you should have ran on and just kicked someone in the head. Like,
I felt like it.
No, but to be fair, yeah, it was an appalling performance. I do agree.
The day after Fergie's birthday as well. Like, did these players have no shame? They literally have no shame. You've got Sir Alex Ferguson, who was, I'm not going to say built this club, because he only really took on from what Sir Matt Busby did and all of that, and the sort of, you know, he rebuilt the club, because, you know, Sir Matt Busby built the club, you know, especially after Munich. Then United sort of went on a similar trajectory as you are now. Then Fergie comes in from Little Aberdeen. Just FYI, there was no United DNA with Fergie until he created that. So this whole, we must shoehorn all of our former players into job roles at United. It's not how Fergie did it, but you know, I don't know. But on the day after Fergie's birthday, you're putting in a performance like that, like literally, disgusting.
Look, the thing is, these players clearly don't understand basic football. I mean, you could go to the League of Ireland and you can actually see some competent players. Like, and genuine, I'm saying this now. Like, I've seen some great players come to the League of Ireland, right? And they would probably beat Wolves, arguably, probably give them a better performance than Man United, right?
Just on a personal one, is Alfie Lewis one of those?
He could be if you want. I don't mind. But what I'm going to say is the fact that it was an absolute disgrace. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world, and we still employ this trash, right? And look, the thing that came out, right, was 17 players are unhappy at this club.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get into that.
I know. I'm just saying this now, right? It's just so ironic that those 17 players, right, are the same players that have put down Ollie, put down Jose, Van Gaal, and they're trying to put down Rangnick. So, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. But, yeah, Wolves, we move on. Hopefully we do beat Villa. I'm not really confident at this stage, to be fair. They're making better signs than we are at this stage. So, let's see how that goes.
Prime says actually which players actually want to stay.
Ronaldo, De Gea.
But you say Ronaldo. If you don't get top 4, he is out of here. He's like, adios amigos. Thank you for the year, and I'll remember the times before this year, and not you fuckers.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
well, De Gea, Fred, McTominay. No.
Oh my god.
No, I'd keep those. No, listen, right? I'd keep those 2, but not as starters. That's what I will say, right?
No, I agree.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No,
like you're
no, I do.
Green Boy Fantasy wants to go as well.
No, I do agree. But the best bit is which players want to stay, and you straight away go David De Gea and McFred. It's like fucking hell.
I mean, no, but like to be fair, it's though, and I'll say this now, right? It might be controversial, right? But I'd keep McFred and sell Pogba. Seriously,
that's what I do.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just found it funny that you went De Gea and then McFred.
No, but the thing is, like, out of the whole team, those 3 are the most passionate about this club. They put in the work every single day. Like,
Kenny did not expect that language from you. That tears it. Martial is world class.
What?
Get Wan-Bissaka out of my club.
Get Wan-Bissaka out and buy Tariq Lamptey.
Oh, no, just by any
another Englishman. Come on,
just by any competent right back that knows how to cross a ball, and you're onto a winner.
We could have signed Trippier, but then guess what happened? He went to the fucking Jordanville.
Right, RJ, use your brain. Okay, sign a competent right back that isn't the age of 32 or 31, whatever age he is.
Okay, never mind.
He is like,
as well.
but he's better than fucking half of them.
40 million.
Oh, wait, was it actually 40? I swear it's 15.
Yeah,
no,
that's what he's.
Atletico said 40 million.
That's what Newcastle got him for, because he's,
Okay, that was a rip-off.
Else it's going to be running his contract down. But yeah, they were quoting you 40 million, lad. Mustafa Manu should sign Mitchell from Crystal Palace. He has most tackles in the league. Yeah. Not a bad player.
I don't know. I have better talents. So
should have got Conte. Conte would not have worked.
Nope,
that would have been. That would have. What you've currently got is a tiger's pit. That would have been like chucking a fucking lion in there. That, you think you have leaks now? You'd have had personal videos going up if Conte went in there. Harry Maguire would be dead.
We probably would have had like Man United all for nothing at that stage if we brought in Conte.
I'm begging after Arsenal that United are next. I'm begging. I don't normally binge watch series, but I will watch that episode after episode.
I would cry every episode. Like, I would genuinely cry.
And I hope
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night at that rate.
Whole Instagram account.
I'll do a watch along. The players have thrown many managers under a bus. However, that doesn't mean Ollie wasn't a problem. He was never good enough to be United manager. I thought
I disagree with that.
Years ago. I disagree 100%.
As much as you sort of didn't rate him tactically, he got results. He did.
He bet Pep Guardiola 3 times in 1 year.
I mean, to be fair, okay. The Europa League, he should have done better and he should have won that final. Is it all on his fault?
No.
Well, mostly yes, because to be fair, he probably should have made a few changes, and you might as well be brave in a cup final and all of that. But we're not going to talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, let the man rest. I mean, you hounded him out of a job anyway, so let the man rest. And
I
know
you fight the very last game.
No, I wasn't having a dig at you lot. I was having a dig mainly at the comments, really. Mainly at the comments. I tried to back Ollie, though, as much as possible, but 5-0 Liverpool, I'll never forget. That's the players. Rashford is so shit, bin him. He needs taken away from the. He needs taken away from the first team and sat on the bench for a long time. just to get him away from that sort of, because I can't imagine the headspace is any good for him, sort of where he is. So I would just take him away. I'd sort of take him away, maybe bring him on for 5-10 minute cameos, sort of here and there, you know, and try and rebuild his form, because his form is on the floor. His confidence is going to be below ground zero. You need to rebuild that. It's like building blocks. You need to rebuild it at Rashford, and ultimately he needs taken. I think that's what Rangnick's doing. You've seen he only came on for 15 minutes in the last 2 games. So, and even then he's sort of slightly to blame for Wolves' goal, but you know, it is what it is. Beating Chelsea ain't for everyone. Oh, they drew. Ireland is a stretch. Let's do a Man U Argyle combined 11, please, and thank you. That would be.
No.
All I will say is Joe Edwards is getting in at right back, and you can fight with anyone on that.
I'm not going to fight it.
We have the most overrated players in the world. I've said this for ages. They are horrific. I could name them all. Well, yeah.
Well, Martial's one of them.
Yeah.
Pogba is going to earn more than Royce. What the fuck is this game?
I mean, both are overrated as shit. Yeah, I agree.
De Gea, Martial, Sancho, Greenwood, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Ronaldo, Lindelof.
How is Martial?
Martial does not want to stay.
And Bruno. Oh, these comments.
Muppet, man.
Dylan Shaw can fuck off. RJ, you wanted Ollie out on RJ, you wanted Ollie to stay after 4-1-1.
That was the game where I said he probably should go. It was my birthday, and I remember sat there watching it, and I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah. Does Greenwood want to stay? I bet he wants to go City. I think Greenwood's getting for, and do you know what? That sort of leads in from that. Because the Wolves game, there was a certain situation within the 60th minute, and it was a situation for Ralph Rangnick. Because I don't think I've ever heard Manchester United fans boo a substitution. And the minute Greenwood's number came up, Old Trafford, well, that had a lot of booing. Cian, you were at the ground. Sat from my lovely bedroom in the corner watching it on TV, I thought Greenwood was your best attacker.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but what were your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. Greenwood was our best attacker. I didn't agree with the substitution, and at the time of the substitution, I was like, "What's he doing? Like what?" But I never booed. I never did anything like that. I understand why people did it. I understand people's frustrations. I just never booed. I believe that he's trying to get used to his 11, like his best 11 and his squad, and he's also not happy with the squad and the way the squad's performing. I completely am disillusioned as to why he did take Greenwood off, but like I say, I never booed personally.
I'd have taken Cavani off. Cavani or Ronaldo, heads or tails, take a pick. Why not?
Take Cavani off. He was just.
Well, for me, it didn't really
Ronaldo
matter.
was awful on that game, though.
I thought both of them were way below their standards that they set. So for me, it could just be like, whichever one of you wants to go off the pitch, go off now. Like, you could have literally picked between the two. And it did make me wonder what Rangnick was thinking, because in the first half, Greenwood's there, switching play, very unselfish. Like, not many people know what Greenwood and unselfishness is about, because you're, I don't know, brainwashed by Goldbridge or whatever. Also, big up to Kine. But yeah, RJ, actually, did you even see Greenwood getting taken off the pitch?
I think I woke up to that. I was very confused, though, to be fair, in the first half, because he was our best attacker in the first half. He did make the most opportunities. Was I surprised? 100%. But looking back, it was definitely a mistake by Rangnick on that.
If Cavani did what everyone criticises Greenwood for apparently not doing, and just passed the ball to his right, Greenwood is in literally Greenwood land for a shot. And when I say Greenwood land, I mean he is on the edge of the area, on the left-hand side, in acres of space. You put in a good pass there, he'll cut in on his left, and that is going in the back of the net. This is Greenwood with his finishing, disgraceful. And if Sancho did the same, but on the other side with Ronaldo, you're 2-0 up at that point. You are. And ultimately, those decisions at the moment are costing them.
They shouldn't be the decisions that cost us, though. If you watch Man City, they create 20 chances a game. We create around 5 chances a game, if that, and it shouldn't be that many. It should be more.
Not gonna lie, I might have to turn on Ragnick if he keeps taking Greenwood off. It does seem that Greenwood is a Ragnick scapegoat, which is a little bit, Build a team around Cavani. He's leaving in the summer. No, Brian, he is too old. Build it around Greenwood or Rashford. If you're asking me, I'd build that team around Greenwood. Get Greenwood up top, then surround him with the likes of Sancho, Rashford, Bruno. Then work your way back. You get them front four in a team. You get them clicking. You've sorted yourself out for ages. Then you start putting the building blocks in, getting a Zakaria, or however you say his name, a Rice, a Tchouaméni, you name it, go get it. And then just keep building your blocks back, and then at some point you might actually have a team. I bet Greenwood's thinking, why the fuck am I here? I don't think he's at that stage yet. I mean, he's 20 years old playing for Manchester United. He's not going to be thinking like that. But if he continues to be scapegoated, he may genuinely start thinking, is this really the right place? Cavani writes an apology like Bruno did for missing the pen versus Villa. That goes through your mind there to shoot stupidity. Ethan Laird is our future. He's certainly a good one. Dennis Zakaria, that's the one. For 6 million, why don't you just go get it?
Yeah, just get him.
Completely agree with you. Greenwood is the key to our future. Build the team around Greenwood and Sancho. Yeah, it makes the most sense, doesn't it? But let's go through some of these leaks, shall we? Because there's been a lot. Also, I did see Mönchengladbach 1. I was actually watching it. It was a good game, 1-2-1. Big up Ravi as well. Lewandowski hit the bar twice. Was loving life. But let's go through some of these. So an increasing number of Man U players marginalised under Solskjaer are suffering the same treatment under Rangnick, which has led to divisions within the United dressing room. So we can instantly straight away then say Van der Beek, Lingard, Bailly. Tellez and Dalla have been used under Ragnick. So those Henderson, there you go. So you got them four that seem to have grouped together and have gone a little bit not pissed off, but they're like, hello, you're gonna fucking use us. Lingard, to be fair, I don't blame Ragnick for not using him because he's running his contract down. So why the hell would you use him? But Cian, what do you make of that?
It's a mess. It is an absolute mess of this club. We all know it leads back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's struggles, as much as I hated to admit it, was utilising the squad and keeping the squad or certain members of the squad happy. Now, I agreed with the decision to send Lingard on loan around a year ago. That kept him happy, and he was happy at West Ham. But then we sort of hoarded players in the sense of keeping players and not selling them, which now we're left with too big a squad. And it seems that Ralph Rangnick apparently is doing the same thing. But to me, that is too much of a coincidence. That to me says it's upstairs, the people upstairs, the Glazers, that aren't selling these players, that are refusing to let these players go. Now, the players should not be leaking things. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to quickly say, do you think it could be because Ragnick's thinking, I've got Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, and if there's another COVID outbreak, I'm going to need some players around me. So are you thinking that he's like, I'll get them until the summer. When I move upstairs, half of these wankers are out that door quicker and you can say sunshine?
I do actually think that, yeah, because I was actually saying before, I was discussing with my uncle. I think there'll be sort of a mass exodus of United in the summer. I think even players like that will be shocked to see go in players like Maguire, although he should probably go. I wouldn't expect him to be sold instantly. I think he'll be sold in the summer, and rightly so. If you don't want to be here, and I've seen a clip of someone else saying, if you don't want to be here, go. Whether that goes for Dean Henderson, Jesse Lingard, even Marcus Rashford, if you don't want to be here. I'm just giving an example there. If any player, Donny van der Beek, if you don't want to be here, go. Anthony Martial, if you don't want to be here, go. You're sort of not welcome if you don't want to be here.
Yeah.
We only want players who want to be here and want to play for the badge. And people could say it's sort of passion and desire, but when there is no passion and desire, we all moan about that. So surely we have to appreciate the players that do give passion and desire.
It's not even showing passion and desire. It's just even wanting to be there. If you don't want to be there, I have the same philosophy at Argyle, which is if you don't want to be here, do fuck off. Like when our manager fucked off to Preston, but that's fine. Do one. Don't want to even say your name again. And I hope them cleaners are keeping you company up there. Bionac says, Cian, are you single? I think he's in a complicated relationship with United, to be fair.
Yeah.
United is a shambles indeed. But yeah, I think it's very complicated with all three of these boys in United. But RJ, what's your thoughts on the players who want to leave? We don't know who they are, but we can probably take a hazard a guess.
Yeah, we could definitely give a good guess, to be fair. Yeah, no, I just want to, like I said, I saw something on TikTok, obviously. It was from the Strengthford Paddock, like I said, good United channel, very underrated in my opinion. And a certain fella, I did put this up on my Twitter, Stephen Housen, if I say his name wrong, I do apologize. Yeah. He went on a little rant, and arguably so, I do agree with everything he said. He pretty much said that, look, if you don't want to be here, fuck off, simple as that. And look, it might be ruthless, but you just have to be like this. I think the problem with Ole, right, was that he was too kind to these players. He wasn't ruthless because he knew that if he was, he would be out that door in about 6 months because player power is too much in this club. All right. Yeah. I personally think, and I'll literally quote him right here. He said that what Rangnick should do, right? He said he should take all the lads, right? He should say, look, have them all in a room saying, look, first off, who's leaking shit to the press, right? Get that out of the way so that we all know who's doing it, all right? It won't go out to the fans or to anyone else, but they'll know indirectly, right? They'll all say
when they're chucked out the club front door with their fucking belongings and gone, out you go, you wanker.
No, but then he goes in and he says, right, so let's say he'll say, look, put your hand up if you want to be here. And if you don't want to be here, the people who put their hand up, send them to under 23s. Bring up people from the under 23s, right? I'm telling you this now, it's the best way to do it because, quite frankly, you look at people on the under 23s like Anthony Alanga. I'm serious about this now. He's one of the best players to come from the under 23s right now, right? Because the fact is he's passionate, he's talented, and he actually fights for this club. That's why you see him in this starting lineup.
Even if you have to recall a few people, if let's say Ragnick, let's say Wan-Bissaka goes, I want to go. Ring up Brandon Williams going, are you committed to United? Yeah, sure. Well, you're coming back. Yeah. You're playing on the
exactly. That's what I mean.
Ring up James Garner. See where James's head is. And
bring back Chong. Bring back Mengi. Well, not actually. Mengi's going on loan right now, but I'd say we can survive without him. But look, I just can't wait for Ragnick to finally get a bit of charge because, like I said, your man, Ed Woodward is gone in the end of the month. Finally,
we'll get into Ed Woodward. On his way out, he's actually had 2 good takes in one day. I thought I was dreaming when I saw it. Also, Ed Woodward is a total legend for loving Greenwood. So Ed Woodward is now gone into the Hall of Fame. One of the greatest CEOs in the world. Thoughts on Donny? In my opinion, average.
I mean,
I agree with that.
Oh, brutal.
Yikes.
Still better than McTominay and Fred, though.
I don't think he's a better individual player than either of them. He's a better player in the individual partnership.
Do you know what? I think if you got him in a good system, like if the Eric Ten Hag comes in, I can expect to see Donny, Bruno. You get a CDM in there. Your 4-3-3 is disgusting. Or do you? If you can have a midfield three of De Jong, Van de Beek, and Bruno, I swear you might start cooking. You might.
Yeah.
And Hans worked with De Jong before as well, so
yeah. Get De Ligt in as well.
Just get the whole Dutch national team in. Fucking Van Dijk, come on, mate. Go to the bandwagon.
I'm sure Liverpool fans will be delighted about that.
We'll just get Van der Sar out of retirement. Just like, yo, mate, want to hop in goals for a little bit? Just
Whatever you think, Donny must not be good enough. 3 different managers reluctant to start him must be an indication. AWB out. Dylan Gill, I'll give you an iPhone 13 Pro Max if you time out DCYNL plus a sign Marshall shirt. I work for Sky. He does not work for Sky Sports. Ilanga Diallo, currently, in my opinion, both youngsters, but currently Ilanga better. Why can't you play both? So Rashford's been a bit, to say shocking is probably an understatement. Sancho's hardly pulling up trees. Ronaldo seems to, I'm not sure what Ronaldo's even doing at the moment. So why not in one game?
Yeah.
Like, why not in one game, just shock everyone. Put a shock system through that team. Drop Ronaldo, drop Rashford, drop Sancho, and play a front three of Ilanga, Greenwood, Diallo. What is the worst that could happen? There's the players that are doing it now. They're hardly pulling up trees. They're hardly doing a great job. So you probably lose with them on the pitch. So why not, take a chance, have a go?
Mm-hmm. I don't agree with that.
Perfect game on Monday as well for that. That perfect third round.
It's not unpopular. I wouldn't say it's unpopular. I'd say it's. We need to see more. I can't be a judge of if Donny's average with the lack of games that I've seen him. I would need to see Donny with a 10, 15 set of games to be able to judge Donny van der Beek, because I haven't seen him enough. But it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I'd like to see both played. However, Diallo going on loan and people talking negatively over Ilanga. Well, there's going to be negativity everywhere, isn't there? That's just a situation at United at the moment. Donny average, yet he was in the Ballon d'Or nominee with Ajax. Look, we need to see Donny in an actual system with an actual manager that will play him before I can make a judgment. But it's fair to say other people don't rate Donny, and that's fine. I don't really rate Ronaldo at the moment. We're all entitled to opinions. Kajar was a nominee. Well, that was for Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was because what happened in. I was actually really pissed off about that. I think it was what happened in the Euros.
He did have a good season with AC Milan. Like, people didn't watch Serie A.
But what, Ballon d'Or nominee quality season?
He probably would have been like top 30 maybe, but like not top 18. I think that was a bit of a joke, but no, definitely part of the rankings, but not 18.
Yeah, but I mean, Kevin De Bruyne got like 8. Right, that's a joke.
No, how was Kevin De Bruyne 8? Like, people are saying but he's world class, but he did fuck all in 2021.
We're not going to talk about Kevin De Bruyne. So, the next... fucking hell. League number probably 554 this season. Many of the United players are underwhelmed by Rangnick's coaching, not impressed by his tactics and disappointed by the quality of his assistants. Who the fuck do these players think they are? Like, genuinely. Who does Harry Maguire think he is, being underwhelmed by Rangnick? Directly to the United team, your fans are underwhelmed by yourselves. You are underwhelming the fans, and that's even with good coaching, because I've actually seen parts of Rangnick's coaching already working. So, and I'll give you an example, and it is Greenwood. You go Greenwood about 4 months ago. All he'll do, cut in, shoot. What's he doing now with Rangnick? Switch and play. He's passing the ball more. He's already being better under Rangnick than he was under Ollie. So that bit, I'm just gonna say that's class A bullshit, because you can already see in some players that the coaching is already working for some. And for the people who are underwhelmed, the reason it ain't working for you is because you're not actually applying yourself. But Cian, thoughts on that one?
I think it either says one of 3 things, or even all 3. The players cannot be bothered to learn these tactics and are just lazy, which, in my opinion, a lot of them are. the players are unable to learn these tactics, which in my opinion, some of them are. Or they've been given what for by Ralph Rangnick in the dressing room, and they're leaking stuff like this to the press because they're not happy of being given what for, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was very nice and protected his players and had a different style to someone like Ralph Rangnick, and he won't tell them what the players want to hear. So either one of them three or all of them three, whichever you choose, it does not look good on the players at all. It doesn't fill me with any confidence going forward this season. I'm trying to stay positive, but how can we with hearing stories like that? It's very, very difficult to stay positive at the moment with hearing stories like that.
You got quite a good under-23 team, if that's any positivity.
Exactly.
And actually,
that's the only thing.
Your loans this year have been pretty damn good. I mean, Garner out with Nottingham Forest. You've recalled Laird and put him in Bournemouth. You know, you're going to try and get Diallo out one. So your loans are actually working this year instead of whatever the fuck you were doing last year with your loans, which just were not working at all. Brandon Williams at Norwich as well. So you've made some really good ones. Kind says, I feel like Bruno definitely is one of the ones underwhelmed by Ralph. I love Bruno, but he's been poor recently. We don't know if it's Bruno, do we? It could be. It is. I think there's a certain English group, and I don't think it's all of them, but I think it's a majority of them, like some Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Shaw. I think those three for me, Henderson, Lingard. I think those are the ones who are probably causing more of the uproar, because I think Maguire knows that he's getting stripped to a captaincy very, very soon if he's not careful. So it's difficult. But RG, what do you make of that? Underwhelmed by Ragnick's coaching and disappointed with the quality of assistants.
I heard the
ones were Carrick and McKenna, by the way.
I heard the lads were like upset that they had to train at 5 p.m. I'm like, lads, you're professional footballers and you're crying about times about your training. Get fucking over, Jesus. Like, and this is the thing, right? We're the ones, right? And yes, this is a line from AFTV, so don't. It's probably not right, but it's probably like we're the ones sleeping at night where we're literally thinking about this club. These guys fucking go for the paycheck and fucking fuck off. Simple as that, right? Maguire, great example, because the thing is, right? Yeah, you can score against Andorra and think that, oh, I'm going to shove my critics like that. You can do all that, mate. But if you can't perform against a fucking easy team, then fuck off. Simple as that, mate. You know, like I said, people have said, right, that, yeah, United players get criticism. Yes, I agree. Some do get criticism more than what they should. Maguire does deserve criticism. I'm sorry, mate. You're not performing well. Yes, we paid 80 million for you, and you act like a £10 one. But seriously, you need to fucking cop on. And this is not just Maguire I'm talking about. I'm talking about every single player that threw Ole under the bus. Every single one. Players that threw Jose under the bus. Every single one. I've, like I said, when the pressure came under Ole this season, I was thinking to myself, what's happening here? Because what happened last season? Last season we came second with these lads. Same team, we came second. Something had to happen. I personally think it was not Ole's fault why we were doing well, or why we weren't doing well. Because you look at last season, right? We were beating teams that we should never have beaten. We bet Liverpool in the FA Cup. How did we do that? Right? We bet City twice last season in the league. You know, we came second in the league. I know, yeah, we're 15 points behind City, and it didn't really matter where we finished at that rate. But at the same time, that was a big achievement. Now we won't even get top four with the team that we have right now, because the players are lazy, they're undedicated, and honestly, it's a bloody disgrace to support them, because quite frankly, they're not putting in the effort, so why should we?
No, I totally hear that. Kenny, any thoughts on that one?
The players just fucking wet wipes, man. Like, Jesus Christ, get a fucking grip. You're professional footballers. Yeah. You're earning how many hundreds of £1,000s a week? Pogba, for one of the months, about £500,000 a week. Get out, mate. Some of these players are fucking wet wipes, man. Like, if you're not playing, then you don't deserve to be playing, because you're clearly not. You're either not showing it in training, or a player just better than you. Get fucking over it. Try and get better yourself. Don't cry about it to the press, because they think we'll feel sorry for them. We do not. Such a fucking wet wipe, man.
No, I do hear that. I think people are starting to get frustrated with them, which I think is quite important. Well, not important, but it sort of shows where the club is at.
There's only so much you can take from the squad.
Yeah,
I think
I totally agree.
I'm on my last straw really with the squad.
Yeah,
I think what they should do, like when Van Gaal came in charge, the first thing he did was got rid of 15 players from this club. That's what we need to do. We need to get rid of all of them. Get rid of all the ones that don't want to be here. I don't care who we get rid of. I don't care if they're important or not. If you don't want to be at this club, fuck off. It's not that hard. We've done it in the past, and I think if we're going to do what's best for business and what's best for this football club and the fans, you get rid of the players who are not performing well. You take out the players who aren't, and then you bring in players who want to be at this club. All right. Like I said, I've got loads of players I want to go to this club, right? Who definitely give 110% for this club because they know that this is an opportunity for them to show that yes, I'm at the top of my game right now, right? Like I said, I would love to get them in, but we'll see how it goes.
The last one that we'll talk about before we move on to your CEO, and then we'll do Ralph's press conference. The last one, the mood at United has sunk so low, senior players fear it is close to hitting rock bottom. I'm presuming senior players we include in De Gea, Phil Jones, Matic, and Mata, but because they've. The reason I'm not saying Cavani or Ronaldo because in this current stint they haven't been with the club for long enough. So I would say it'd be them four, as I'm not putting Maguire in there because he's only been there for 2.5 years. So I'm literally, but I mean De Gea and Phil Jones worked under 7 of the 7 managers. They've worked with Fergie and all of the others. You've got Matic who came in, or Mata came in under David Moyes. Matic came in under Jose.
Yes,
so they're the 4 that I would say are your senior players. Of course, the likes of Ronaldo and Cavani are obviously going to be up there with age and experience. But in terms of the United seniors, I'd say those 4. And it appears that those 4 fear it's close to hitting rock bottom, which is not going to be a good sign. But Cian, anything to say on that one?
Well, I'm just going to say rock bottom for United in recent history prior to this season was when we lost 4-0 against Everton. Now then rock bottom then became 5-0 against Liverpool, and then it's each game is rock bottom. And now I am thinking how much worse. I don't think we're quite at rock bottom yet, in my opinion, but I'm thinking how much worse can this possibly get? Now I'm trying to be quite positive and thinking hopefully the mood can turn around with if we pick up some momentum, but I just don't think it will. I think we are very close to rock bottom, and I do agree with these senior players. I do think, again, there needs to be a mass sort of clear out of players and a mass rebuild in the summer and in a few summers to come as well. Would you say
being knocked out by Argyle in the 4th round of the FA Cup would be rock bottom?
Probably get knocked out.
It would be definitely rock bottom, yeah.
There we go, sorted. So rock bottom hits in the end of January. Oh, it would be brutal. It would genuinely be brutal. I'll be on cloud 9, by the way, boys, but I'm not sure it's long.
I won't be coming on the United show after that game.
Yeah, I'd retire. I'm retired from that game.
No, it's okay. I'll be too focused on our 5th round tie. Kane says rock bottom was 6-1 City, way worse than Everton. No, because you were under Fergie at that point, and you always trusted Fergie no matter what to yank some heads together, smash a few coconuts, and off you go again.
The thing is, as well, we did actually go for it in that game. As much as we got battered, we went for it in the 4-0 Everton game and the 5-0 Liverpool. We did nothing. We didn't look slightly threatening.
No, not at all. RJ, anything to say on the rock bottom comment from the senior players?
I mean, well, 2 things. I think we have hit rock bottom recent times. I think that was when we were under Jose. I think when we lost 3-1 to Liverpool, I think that was when we were really rock bottom because the morale of the whole club in general was so low that we had to get rid of Jose Mourinho. We had to find a new light, and I think that's what all they've kind of brought to us, thankfully. But I think, this is definitely a lot more worrying, obviously, because you know, you look at these players. Some of them we brought in, we thought we were going to improve the team, but essentially they've just done the exact opposite, sadly. So, the second point I want to say is the fact that I feel really bad because the fact is I laughed at Arsenal, right? How they relied on Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, etc. All the young players, all their older players, they didn't rely on them. They relied on the youngsters. Now we have to do the exact same. That's just how it's going to be. We'll have to because the fact is.
But does it not take you some comfort seeing what Arsenal have been through, knowing that if you follow that route, you might just be able to get through this?
But the thing is, just laughing at I laughed at them saying, you know, you got carried by Saka for 3 years.
It's humiliating. It's going to be humiliating. But you know, you've got to start thinking. Well, at least there's some. At least you can think and go. Well, at least there's something that we can aspire to and know that we can get through it. It's gonna get brutal, but you've also got a lot more money than Arsenal, so I expect you to be able to do that quicker. Paul says, why are we not signing Zakaria? Sign Zakaria and Lamptey. Well, why not?
I think the only reason why we're not going to sign Zakaria is because of his occurring knee injury that he always has. It's the only thing that damages his reputation as a stadium.
For £6 million, I would take the risk.
I would too. But I think the club is just looking.
Well, no, I think Ralph's and we'll talk about this when we get to the press conference. But I think Ralph has may have twisted an arm with one of the Glazers and gone, get me a central midfielder now. I think he may have just done that. So we'll get into that. Kenny, I would go to you, but you'll probably just repeat what's been said about the bottom thing. As to be fair, there's only so much you can say about that. I want to talk about Richard Arnold because this could be a positive if you want to see it in a positive light. Because Ed Woodward has left Manchester, or he's leaving on the 1st of February, and he's not going to stay as a consultant. So he is fully left. Like, he's gone. He's going to stay on the board until the summer to help Arnold settle in, which makes a little sense, to be fair, and it doesn't really impact United in any way. Although apparently Ed Woodward could have the say on the last manager to come in, which it would appear that he wants Erik ten Hag, which if Ed Woodward was to leave with bringing Erik ten Hag in and moving Ragnick upstairs, he may go down as one of the best decisions he ever made, which
wasn't hard.
Paul says, are you all United fans, this United channel or not? Well, I'm an Argyle fan, but I'm independent. The other 3 of them are United fans.
But it's tough to tell about Kenny because he's very confused about football in general.
Shut up.
And in terms of the channel, we cover United, Liverpool, and Chelsea. And a bit of Argyle as well. So we cover a wide range of things. At the moment, United seems to be dominating because just look in the news and you'll see why. The reason I want to talk about Richard Arnold is because of this statement alone. Richard Arnold, poised to take over Ed Woodward, plans to grant autonomy to the sporting side, allowing for greater control of budget and decisions. Football director John Myrtle will take the lead, assisted by technical director Darren Fletcher. I also would assume that the minute Ralph Ragnick moves upstairs, he will probably work with John Myrtle and they'll be assisted by Darren Fletcher. Cian, can you see any positive in this? Try not to think of the whole, it's the Glazers, Glazonomics, they've recruited from within, because then recruiting from outside was never going to happen. But can you at least see that the fact that he's willing to give up some of that responsibility of the sport inside, can that give you any sort of hope?
Yeah, it does, yeah. It's hard to give any positive with the Glazers, like you say. But since the Super League debacle, which they were obviously forced to turn the back on, which they probably don't regret because of fans getting match cancelled and stuff like that. Since that, they've made a few positive decisions, listening to fans, getting a standing section at Old Trafford, doing other things. They're going to rebrand, sort of reconstruct Old Trafford and rebuild a little bit of it and fix it a little bit. And they've started to make some positive decisions with football decisions as well, making decisions on the board, getting John Murtagh, getting Darren Fletcher as technical director. And I think the Ralph Rangnick one is probably the most important one they've probably ever made. because they are not football people. And I'm not trying to sound like a football pundit here. That they are not football people. They don't know about football. They have no clue. And neither does Ed Woodward either. Ed Woodward is too busy focused on other sports outside of football. So to get someone in that actually knows his football and has got a good reputation from outside of Man United in Ralph Rangnick is a great decision, in my opinion.
Yeah. RJ?
Yeah, I agree with Cian. I think this is probably the first time we're ever going to have someone who knows football actually scout players. I mean, look, no disrespect to Woodward, but no offense, he just picked the big names like Di Maria, Falcao back in the day. Wouldn't probably know too much about them, just know that they're a big name. If he comes to United, there you go. But it didn't work out with a lot of them. I do think that this is definitely a step in the right direction, obviously, because finally we actually have someone who knows football will essentially be in charge of recruiting players. So, yeah, definitely impressed. I mean, it's probably the first thing that the Glazers actually done, and that is actually in a positive manner. Obviously, over there they call it soccer, which is kind of pisses it all off, really, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, it's good. It's good that they're finally listening to people, and essentially, hopefully, we move forward from this. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear that. We don't cover West Ham. We don't. We probably should do. We've got a few West Ham fans in here, but Pogba needs to sign the thing. Oh Lord, Pogba needs sold. Pogba just needs getting out of the club, doesn't he? Why did Dylan time you out? Because I was making fun of Steven Gerrard. I don't know. Kenny, anything to add on what was just spoken about?
Ed Woodward. It's fixing Ed Woodward's main problem, really, is what Richie Darnell was doing. It's just fixing Ed Woodward's main problem, and that was the fact that he was in the job. It's just, it's just not, so, yeah.
Yeah, no, I do hear you. Now, I want to go through some of the quotes from Ralph's press conference, because if we're being honest with ourselves, the battering the players have just received, Ralph did it, but he elegantly put his words in a lovely mannerism where it didn't make out that he was absolutely furious. But if you basically take the bits that are needed, you can certainly get an idea of Ralph's, shall we say, feelings towards some of these players. So let's go for the first one. Would you pick Phil Jones over Maguire? I think everyone would. Why not? So the first one, which is Rangnick on midfield issues. He said, it doesn't help if there is a profile missing. We need to work with the players we have. Now, that for me it's sort of a dig at the players going, none of you are what I need. Jesus. But I think that's more towards the Glazers going, I'll work with what I've got, but you need to fucking help me. I mean, get me a centre mid. Cian, what do you make of that one?
I obviously do agree with him. We obviously need a holding midfielder.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're getting one this window. There's news coming out from Samuel Luckhurst. There's news coming out from David Ornstein and Mark Ogden that we're not getting a central midfielder. Or it's very unlikely unless there's an emergency situation similar to Bruno Fernandes that we're not making any signings this window. As much as I'd like us to, I don't think we will.
Maybe Rangnick will force them to get him at least one.
Hopefully.
Maybe you can hope for that. RJ, what do you make of Ragnick's comment says? It's not directly saying, well, I need a midfielder, but it's sort of going, I could do with a midfielder.
Well, I was surprised that he didn't come in two different ways, to be fair. I swear he could have gone like, yeah, these players are all shit. Can I just get rid of them? Just brutally honest. And the second one was kind of be all just cool and calm, just bring in a Vesper Martini, act like James Bond, and just walk out. That's my second one.
He does the first one. He does the first one later in the press conference. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, I know.
Kenny? Oh, yeah. Sorry, carry on, RJ.
Yeah, don't interrupt. I'm joking. No, I think, look, Ralph is right what he said about the players. And I think, look, it's only a matter of time until those players go. So, yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah. Kenny?
I hope Ragnick really just go to the Glazers and hold them at gunpoint to get him a DM. To be honest,
Like you're crazy.
we so badly need one. We so badly need one. Like, I don't care if he accidentally pulls the trigger. Like, we.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Okay, Kenny, stop.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I know the Glazers are horrible people, but saying to shoot them is a little overboard.
No, I'm saying.
Hold on, you're starting to sound like MAGA from America. Moving swiftly.
This is America.
Moving swiftly on. When you have a big squad and only 10 can play and 3 can be substituted, I'm presuming he means outfield players.
Obviously.
Although he probably ought to know that you play with 11. You have quite a number of players who don't play and are not in the squad. Those players are not happy. It is clear. It's about the players to deal with the situation in a professional way. I mean, he's just put the word professional in there. Like I put the word and in a sentence where I'm joining two together. He's put that in way too. He's putting near the end of it because that's the bit you remember, isn't it? It's not that we have a big squad. It's the situation in a professional way. That's the bit you remember. That kid, that is that's a little bit more damning.
Yeah, it says how he's feeling towards players like Donny van de Beek, Dean Henderson, Eric Bailly, Jesse Lingard, just some players to name a few. I also think there's a little dig at the Premier League and the FA in there. Now, he says only 3 can be substituted.
Yeah.
There was a sort of campaign, all the managers agreed together to sort of get the Premier League to bring the 5 substitution rule back in.
All of them barring the bottom 6, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a little dig that 5 substitution rule isn't in place in the Premier League. That's what I think that is as well.
Yeah, RJ, what about you? Professional. He's saying that look, the players who aren't in the squad, they are not dealing with this professionally at all.
I mean, like, I want to go back to what you said about the 10 players. Obviously, when we play with Maguire, it kind of feels like we're playing with 10 players, doesn't it, lads? That's probably what he meant by that. Yeah. But no, I think he's right to say he's saying it very politely. To be fair, if I was a manager, Manchester United, God forbid, there'd be a lot of cuss words in there and a lot of throwing bottles, maybe. I don't know, but like I know, the fact is that Ralph wants to be professional. He wants to get this club in the right direction, and he will. I do think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny, professionalism. What do you make of that?
Listen, to be honest with you, as I said, I think it was before the team during the team, but us 4 could be more professional than most of these lot. So
yeah,
it's fucking.
Are you sure you want to include yourself on that, mate? No joke.
Us 4 could literally roll up to Old Trafford and I've been much more professional than half of that squad. That is true.
Well, 3 of us, yes, but I don't know about you, mate. No, I'm joking.
I don't know about me. I've had 2 rum and cokes. I don't know what am I meant to be doing. What am I meant to be doing? Because if I see Maguire, I might just headbutt the prick. That's just.
I'm going in for a fucking 2-footer like Keno did back with early with.
You're a professional player.
Finish him.
Yeah, if you were a professional player, don't tell me you wouldn't hit headbutt Maguire. If you're a professional player, I'm sorry, you would. I'm sorry, it's true. It's just true.
I can definitely see Ronaldo at training. He's trying to do like a flying knee practice. He's just like, all right, this is where I'm going to hit Maguire, and he's going to go home.
Yeah, no, I do hear you. David De Gea got Player of the Month, by the way, for anyone who was wondering about that. Well, it could hardly be anyone else, could it? I mean,
for Ronaldo.
Who else?
Nah, it should be Phil Jones. Honestly, Phil Jones, what a player.
No, I do get that. I'm just trying to find some more comments from the Ting. Don't really care what Fred had to say. Fred definitely was forced to post that. Or something on that. Have you seen the tweet he did about? I
disagree. I don't think he was forced to post it.
I don't think it was either.
Well,
I think maybe not forced,
but I don't think anyone was pointing the fingers at fucking Fred.
No, there was someone who did.
Yeah,
I
there was
think.
people,
Some
and
people were saying
there was people on certain channels pointing the fingers at Fred.
Yeah, I don't want
Oh,
to
the
name
United
names.
stand.
I'm not saying anything.
If we speak, we're in trouble. Big
Yeah.
trouble.
It's okay. Goldbridge is a twat, allegedly.
Your words, not mine. Your
Sue
words,
me
not
now.
mine.
It's okay. I used the word.
Gonna have a full
I used
army
the word
coming after us
allegedly.
eventually.
My
Oh,
Mark
it's
always
okay,
it
I
was
can't wait.
It was him knows.
I mean, it's fine. He can come at me all he likes. I've no issue. Goldbridge is a tool and he knows it. Like,
Well, go what you want to take
what do you want?
a £5,000 fine?
£5,000 fine. What, from Goldbridge? I don't work on his channel. If I did, I'd have quit by now.
Yeah, he sues you and he wins it.
Like everyone else.
No, because I used the word. I used the word allegedly. So yeah, once you use the word allegedly,
Right, Benjamin Mendy allegedly raped.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Kenny. Kenny. So Ragnick said, showing up in training, showing up, getting a chance to play. If that's not the case, the player, the club, the agents need to discuss the situation. I cannot say anyone else. I will address that to the players directly. He is going for these bastards. That's for sure. He said we need to insist that we work hard, work together. We can only get better in possession of the ball together. We have to do things together with passion, emotion, and intensity. That was the problem against Wolves. We're only escorting them. You were basically escorting them to your fucking goal. That's what you were doing. But Cian, what do you make of that? He's sort of going passion, emotion, and intensity.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm lacking all of that.
Well, last season, it wasn't a coincidence that we came from behind so many times. And I'm going to give a few examples of us not just coming from behind, but getting wins as well. And I'll give an example of Rashford scoring the last-minute winner against Wolves. There was a real togetherness with the team. There was a real sort of family feeling with the team. I'm connected to this team sort of thing. I love this team. And now it's one of the most dislikable teams post-Fergie era. There's no togetherness. Again, there's no cohesion. They look like they're not a team when they're playing together. So and there is no passion as well. So that's got to be implemented back in. However that is, we don't know. In my opinion, it should be a rebuild.
Yeah, no, it's certainly looking like it will be. And now you should definitely collab with the
No, don't read that. Do not read that. Do not read that.
I can't believe what Goldbridge is moaning at Fred for being a player who actually stepped up here. Sad thing is he's gained so many likes from it. It infuriates me. Goldbridge also said Ronaldo is undroppable, and if any player doesn't like him, they can fuck off. Well, if Greenwood doesn't like Ronaldo, that's fine because you don't have to like everyone. But if you want to tell Greenwood to fuck off, and we'll just see where Greenwood is in 5 years, and we'll see where Ronaldo is in 5 years. We'll
just
see.
Remember, certain things are said specifically for likes. Not
absolutely.
Just
absolutely.
Remember that. I'm not going to say any more than that on camera.
No, it's
yeah. Don't worry. We know what you say behind camera. Don't worry. We'll
yeah. You've seen.
Great show, by the way, guys. But Stan Martial. The last bit to talk about is obviously Pogba spoke basically right at the start of the podcast, or a spokesperson for Paul Pogba. So either Mino Raiola or his brother. A spokesperson for Paul Pogba. Actually, before I even read this out, why can't Paul Pogba be the one to make a statement? But hey ho. He said, to clarify media reports, Paul has not been offered a new contract in recent months. Paul is fully focused on his recovery from injury with the aim to help in the team as soon as possible. Cian, that is just a large dollop of bullshit. Especially when the Athletic are the one saying that there is literally a contract on the table for 500k.
Words don't describe how sick I am of hearing Paul Pogba, this, that, and the other. Paul Pogba, I may or may not sign my contract. It's the words that I give. Round and around and around we go. We're going round in an endless cycle. and we have been for the past 5 years, 6 years now. When does he ever show up consistently for Man United? When does he ever warrant being on £360,000 per week? Never mind £500,000. Cavani recovered in England, in Manchester. Paul Pogba went to Dubai to recover. He isn't committed to this club at all. He just isn't. And it's the same yearly cycle of going round of, I might sign a contract, I might not, or I want to leave this club, or I need, this spokesperson is closing down some rumours to do with Pogba. It's just better off if he goes. I'm sick of hearing Pogba's name and constantly hearing it from his spokespeople or Paul Pogba himself on French TV. I can't stand it anymore. It's unbearable. It makes it tiring to listen to all day, every day.
Yeah, no, I totally hear that. 500k for Paul Pogba, Jesus Christ. We need Pogba in our midfield, but still shouldn't be on 500k.
No,
of course he shouldn't. He shouldn't be earning £2 million a month. I don't care how good you are. No footballer is worthy 500k, other than Ronaldo and Messi because of brand exposure. That's true. That is true. RJ, Paul Pogba, what do you make of that statement?
Oh Lord. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? I've said this for years. Like
you've just done the exact same reaction a match going United fan has done when they see Goldbridge.
Oh, I mean that's your words, not mine. But anyway, no. What to say about Paul Pogba? God forbid, man. Yeah, 500k, not a chance. Do we give it to him? I think if we do, we're the clowns. I think sell him. I don't like people are saying like, oh, but we need to make money on him. No, we don't. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Simple as that. There's no hassle on getting rid of him in the summer or in January. He's just taking space up on the bench and on our medical table. So I think
he's not even on your medical table. You flew him to Dubai.
Oh yeah. Okay, then our own personal jet. Okay. Now we'll throw you out right there. Like, no. It's just disappointing how it is. He can be talented. He's just incredibly lazy, and that's just not how we want United players to be. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not surprised that someone else has come out on Pogba's behalf saying, yeah, this is what Paul Pogba wants. This is what Paul Pogba should get. Newsflash: if he wants it, he should say it himself. Simple as that. But yeah, we're never going to get that.
Dylan says, Kenny, just remember once upon a time you wept Pogba.
That's true. No, that is true.
Once upon a time, a lot of people wept certain players.
No, yeah, but now you turned on him. Why you turn on him, Kenny?
Oh no, you can change your mind.
It's loyalty.
Mustafa says this board Netherlands gave Di Maria Sanchez stupid wages. They'll do the same with Pogba. Pogba ain't staying. I don't think Pogba. I hope for everyone's sake he doesn't. But Kenny, anything to say before we wrap up?
Listen, I've become so sick of Pogba giving us 5 good games a year.
Yeah.
I know I used to rep him and stuff like that, but that was when everyone would say, and you got so much hype around him, he's a key to our midfield, with a good midfield, he'd be good. Honestly, I've become so sick of that talk because he's become a hypothetical man. He's literally become a hypothetical man. It's not he's playing well, which it really should be. It's not like Bernardo Silva where he's playing well. He could play well if he had a certain player next to him. I've become so sick of this. £500,000 a week to give us 6 good games a year. Get the fuck out of my club. That's $500,000 a week. I understand I used to rep him, but that hardly matters. That does not matter. It's just so annoying, man.
I hear that. I do. Well, that's that for another week. That was fun. Let's hope United don't really fuck it up. But surely there can't be more leaks. They've got to have leaked everything by now. They're going to be running out of things.
More leaks than a pregnant woman.
Let's just hope they beat Villa for everyone's sake. But look, we are going to wrap it up there. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't know what watch on we're doing. Don't don't really know. It's FA Cup weekend, and there's not really many good games. United Villa and Nottingham Forest Arsenal, the only two real good games out there. So it's like the rest of them have been pretty mediocre and shit. But Prime says, "Get the fuck out of my club." Proceeds to rep him. He doesn't rep Jogba anymore. But before you do go, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Cian, where can they find you, mate?
Football Obsession on YouTube, FTBL OBS on Twitter. Just want to add, on Thursday, upcoming Thursday, I'm going to be doing the second interview I've ever done with Fabrizio Romano. I've announced this before, but I'm going to be doing it on Thursday.
Well done, mate.
Absolutely, should be a good one. I'll definitely watch it. Kenny, what about you? When's your interview with Fabrizio?
Fabrizio, mate. I don't think I'd be allowed to be on YouTube again, but if I me on at KennyV210, you have to request it as a private account. Kenny TV on YouTube. I might make a video tonight. Who knows? I'm Kenny's United fan on Twitch.
Yeah. RJ, what about you, mate?
Well, you won't be able to find me on this channel after we lose to fucking Villa on the weekend. I'll probably just live out in back arse of Ireland somewhere and just live my life peacefully, I'd say. Or you probably won't find me either after what Kenny just said there. But regardless of the fact, just find me on Robotic Jaguar on all social medias. That's pretty much just doing content every single day.
Love to see it. Respect to Cian for giving upcoming creators like Romano.
That's true, yeah. That's true. That is very true.
Very true. Big up to you.
Oh, that is brilliant. Dortmund, Frankfurt, what's wrong, remember? Oh, yeah. Probably. Aguero over Rooney. Oh, Lord.
Lie.
No, don't say that, kind.
Piss off, man.
He's known as a world-class troll. It's kind.
I could make a very bad comment right now, but I'm going to say his background so I won't get cancelled.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, don't worry.
Don't say it.
On that lovely note, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. But until next time, thanks for watching. Peace out.